Okay, and we are live. All right. Whoops. Hold on. So, I decided I wanted to stream this live because I have not been able to rant about just how much I am pissed with Hasbro, because Hasbro decided that everything they've been doing has actually been good, and that either that the people who are talking about Magic the Gathering, they're talking bad about Magic the Gathering, saying how they're producing too much stuff, are just they don't know what they're talking about, or they're wrong, despite the fact that that regardless of whether we're right or wrong, we're saying as a player base that we are getting burnout from this, and they're just basically trying to gaslight us into thinking, "Oh no, 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 everything's going fine. You're fine," or something. Just I don't know. Regardless, that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to react to the end of MTG Arena Magic Historians video, because I didn't know that that's what was happening. So we are going to watch this together, and I'm going to be giving my commentary. So yeah, let's do this without any further ado. Let's see. All right.
It's an absolutely whack day in the world of Magic the Gathering, yo. Wizards of the Coast has crushed Arena down into not a diamond. I don't know what happens when you crush something into something worthless, but Arena is falling apart. On top of that, Wizards of the Coast thought it would be fun to announce the greediest promotion in Magic the Gathering's history. And
Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure this is going fine. Connect streaming software to go live. I just want to make sure when I go full screen with this, you guys can still see it. And if not, yikes. Since this is the first time I'm actually doing this. Duplicate stream keys. Change dashboard. Okay, is this the one? Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. So then, going backwards. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that this happens. Okay. So again, okay, this time for real.
at the same time, they've introduced something brand new to the game in the form of Universe Walkers. Magic.
Okay, Universe Walkers?
History. I'm an
What the?
old wizard. The Magic Historian. My bones hurt.
I want to just. We're not even a minute in, and I already have a lot to say. Universe Walkers? Really, Wizards? I'm sorry, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm sorry, we have plane walkers. Plane walkers are what? Basically just, beings who can traverse different planes. Would it, so if, okay, I mean, I get it that planeswalkers is a person who is traversing a different plane, meaning dimension, but a plane, a universe walker. So what? That's just a person who just goes out into the different parts of a certain universe. So they're basically just glorified astronauts, is what you're saying, like a Captain Marvel. Brilliant. You've outdone yourselves, Hasbro. You've made me lose even more faith in the game than I have had. Okay.
Greetings, owners of fine fine luxury cardboard
Cardboard
rectangles. My friends,
rectangles.
I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered for another wild installment of Mega Magic News. Now, before we cover that, we should probably cover this. Some of y'all thinking I'm out there doing a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cosplay, but here's what really happened. Wizards sent some jackboot thugs after me, and they found me in an alley, but what they really learned was why I'm called the Hatchet. Now, that that's out of the way, let's talk about the actual Magic the Gathering news.
Can I just say, none of that made sense?
We're going to start out with what's going on with Magic Arena because you may not be aware. I was clueless as to what's going on with Arena because, I don't know, maybe almost a year ago now, I bailed on Arena. I used to be hardcore into Arena. I loved the accessibility of it. I enjoyed collecting up all the cards. Like, I was a free-to-play player. And while I didn't like the fact that Arena kind of limited your social interaction a lot, at first, I was like, yes, let's go Arena. But slowly over time, the game kind of soured for me. I ran into a bunch of issues and said, okay, I'm going to bail. But I presumed that Arena would still be flying high overall because Wizards of the Coast made such a big deal about Arena in the first place, right? They're like, they will know your name. This will be the location for Magic Esports. In fact, we're going to get rid of the Pro Tour physically and bring it over here. It's going to be everything, right? So that was Wizards' initial plan, to make like Arena the go-to hotspot. Yes, play paper or whatever, but Arena's going to be where the real deal is, where the big boys play, where you test, where you do all that. But Wizards didn't take the steps to really make it a competitive style place in terms of any other game that has a pro tour that plays on their game has a separate client that they use. So when the pro players play, it's separated off. So there's all these little things that Wizards of the Coast did. They're like, no, we're not going to have a dusting system. They set it up in the greediest way possible. They create a mastery pass where you can literally pay $20 and get virtually nothing in return if you don't play the game every single day.
Okay, yeah, I want to go off of that point real quick. That is the stupidest shit. That is the most like thing. So not only do you have to grind the game, you also have to pay in order to get extra, or I guess what would be considered a fair amount of resources for how much you've been grinding. That is literally the greediest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, why do you, okay, so they do this all the time. They segregate their players into, okay, here are the free to players. You get just your average little trial decks, maybe a couple. We'll throw you little packs there because we're nice, we're just sweet. And then they have their whales and are like, oh, we give you all the good shit. We give you the good shit. We even made freaking mythic packs just to make sure you getting the good shits, but you know you got to pay just a little bit extra for those mythics. But you know it's still there. But yeah, we're gonna give you the good shit. And it's just seriously, guys. I get you want to make content for the whales, and I would say okay, that's cool if it's like in the form of cosmetics and stuff that doesn't really matter per se to the game. But if you're literally just discriminating your player base based on how much money they're spending, fuck you. I'm sorry, there's no easy way to say it. Fuck you, Wizards. Okay, moving forward.
And so they just kept making incremental changes that made the game worse and worse. And if you're a long-time Arena player, you'll know what I'm talking about. Look at the booster
I'm not, but I can already see what he's saying.
pack deals they give. They originally went, instead of 1,000 gold for a booster pack, we'll sell you one for 500 gold. Then they went 600 gold, 700 gold, 800 gold, 900 gold, to the point where you're paying 900 gold because it's technically a discount, but you don't even feel like you're getting a deal. But Wizards tells themselves, well, we're getting this many deals.
Wait, what? No, back up.
700 gold, 800 gold. You'll know what I'm talking about. Look at the booster pack deals they give. They originally went, instead of 1,000 gold for a booster pack, we'll sell you one for...
Okay, discounts. He's what he's talking about. Okay, I was a little confused there.
You're paying 900 gold because it's technically a discount, but you don't even feel like you're getting a deal. But Wizards tells themselves, well, we're getting this many deals out there. People are feeling good, and we're pulling gold out of the community. But what's happening is they're just destroying the goodwill of the game. And then you layer in what happened with Alchemy, right? Where they went, okay, You have a non-rotating format in the form of historic. People love historic. What if we were to just shove alchemy into historic? And what if every time you logged in, we automatically put you into alchemy and just pushed you into it? They could.
Okay, I noticed that too. When I started playing, I had always noticed it would, for some reason, always be in alchemy. I'm like, oh, you silly Billy. I don't want to play alchemy. I wanted to play standard. And then they just kept doing it. And I'm just like, bruh, why are you doing this? And now that I've heard everything, the whole controversy around alchemy, I understand. And I hate it that much more.
Couldn't get alchemy to take off properly even by creating full seasons for it. And at first they went, alchemy will be this dynamic format where we tweak and change everything to keep it balanced. But what alchemy really is we want Hearthstone and we don't want to give you wild cards. It's all about keeping wild rare cards out of your hands. That's what the name of the game was with Arena. And then it started to get more desperate where they went, okay, you know what? We're actually finally willing to sell wild cards direct to you. $50 and you can buy these wild cards. And then it got even worse. And like, $10 and you can buy all these wild cards. We made these golden packs that are like the equivalent of. We know we made it so you can't draft for the 2 weeks, but getting these packs is like the same. But we don't want to give you the ability to draft for 2 weeks as free to play players. We don't actually really want you to exist. We want to frustrate you into spending. On top of that, we want to keep a skeleton crew for the game. Like basically have almost nobody working on it, so we can't even keep up with the bugs and the problems. Somebody said, I never had any bugs on Arena. And I said in my mind, that means you played it for about 4 seconds or never touched it. If you've never experienced a bug with Arena, you're not playing Magic the Gathering Arena. You're playing some.
Okay, I actually haven't experienced any bugs per se playing Magic the Gathering Arena. Okay, well, I guess that's not entirely true. There was one time where I was trying to pass my turn and then it just wouldn't let me do anything, and so I ended up timing out, and I was like super like miffed about it. But other than that, I can't say I've really experienced too many bugs per se. That was like only one time in the span of say 6 months. So yeah.
Other game because it is very buggy and the load times, everything got progressively worse.
Dude, this is a horrible gaming
Bruh.
experience. How do you live like this?
Well, I don't know, Linus. I don't have time to research up.
It took my wife less than a week and a half to go, you know what? I'm never touching Arena again, right? And she actively wants to be involved with what I'm doing, right? So that tells you just how bad Arena is on the surface. But man, the numbers are just plummeting into the earth. I was astounded, absolutely astounded when I was told that MTGO, MTGO and Paper Magic are beating Arena. If you go on Twitch right now and you go to the Magic
Bruh.
area, you will find more streams and bigger streams of people playing MTGO, which is Magic the Gathering Online, a super clunky old program from 20 years ago. It's old, it's buggy, it's not good to look at, but it's the closest you can get for a one-to-one experience in terms of playing Magic. Now, Arena had the whole, like, look, we're sleek, we're beautiful. I said that too. Like, I legitimately played Arena over MTGO because, yo, it looks nicer. And at first, it flowed smoother. But they've reached the point where there's this massive exodus, and you're not going to reverse course on that. It's not going to turn around, or a bunch of Arena creators are going to be like, well, I'm coming back to the game. They're moving off. Apparently, Marvel created a game called Snap, and just Thanos snapped a bunch of people straight over to it. They're having a way more fun with it to the point where I'm actually even considering going and checking it out, because what's happened with like Wizards and Magic right now has created a malaise that is lingering in the community, and I feel it too. But regardless, Arena, you have to understand, Wizards of the Coast is going to their investors and going, our hybrid model guarantees us a 40% boost in income. And if you don't know what that means, hybrid players are digital and paper players. So like if we get them on Arena and playing paper, we make 40% more money off of them. Well, good luck with that. Arena's absolutely collapsing, trying to get people in on it. They were like, this is going to be the biggest thing. And now they'll be lucky if anybody even plays it anymore. It feels like Arena's decline is absolutely inevitable and will not be stopped, right? So that is definitely newsworthy. Let's move on to Wizards' greediest promotion.
Okay. So talking more about that whole Arena thing. I didn't know that Arena streamers have been going down. So what I'm getting from that is basically I need to start streaming Arena. No, I'm joking. But goodness, people, like, what is going on? Like, for goodness sake, between Wizards' sudden 30th anniversary, which I only found out like after the fact that it was like blowing up, because I kind of wasn't really into Magic the Gathering that much after Dear Days debacle thing, and now it's like, bruh, oh my god, it's like, what is even happening, guys? Like, I have no words. Just the lack of, so they're shoving their alchemy format in people's faces. Shut up. They're shoving. I lost my train of thought. Shoving alchemy in their faces. They are not doing good bug corrections in their game, in their format. And to top it all off, they are like just greedily like freaking just price gouging everything, and they're making it as painful for new free to players such as myself for it to play the game. And by all means, I don't really care about collecting the cards that much, just to be honest with you. I'll gladly do my little weeklies and then weekly dailies, whatever. And then just, if I can afford a pack and if I'm interested in it, then yeah, I do that. But spending money on it, I can't do that. And especially after what they're doing. It's just absolutely infuriating. Okay, it's been a second since I checked on the chat. Is anyone even in here? Oh, what's going on, taters? Oh, bless. Oh, hi, it's me. Do you remember me? I'm the only one watching taters. What is this video? The chat is lagging. I don't play this game. Yay, there's 2 people now. Cool. Basically, I'm reacting to the Magic Historians thing about MTG, which is Magic the Gathering. I semi-play it. I don't play it as much as Vanguard, but yeah, I generally do card games. And yeah, it sounds like there are 2 people watching now. So hello to the other person just lurking in the viewers' things. That one, yes. Hello. And I knew Wizards was doing some BS with their game, but oh my god, it's so frustrating. Guys, I don't know what to do. It's like I'm seriously banking all in on Battle Spirits just overtaking Magic the Gathering. I know it's like I said it mostly like as a joke and as a theory more than anything before, but the more Wizards is coming out and trying to gaslight their people into thinking everything's fine with their latest freaking stream, the more I'm starting to think maybe they really are going to get shot out by Bandai. Like Bandai's about to go freaking old Yeller on Hasbro. Like I at this point I wouldn't be surprised. But that's enough of my little rant thing. Onto the video. We still got like a good bit of video to watch. But yeah, hello to taters or potato and Aru.
I've ever seen. I mean, obviously, 30th anniversary, whatever, but this is a completely different beast. So let me put it up on the screen and show you guys what I'm talking about. So if you're not familiar with what you're seeing right now, this is for Wizards of the Coast's SUPISE store. And this, if I'm not mistaken, is actually located in Singapore. And I'm very curious as to how the market works over there, because you have to understand that Wizards of the Coast took down 30th anniversary for sale.
Okay, I will read this for a second. Hold on. I haven't seen any of this. I don't really keep track of all this stuff. I kind of just look at it when it comes up. Okay, first thing I'm noticing is these tokens. They're kind of cool looking because it's like one giant mural. Okay. Props to the designer who'd made that. Anyway, but we're looking for the top 10 spenders on our Shopee store. What? Mark your calendars, add to cart, and be ready to check out on 12/12. What? I'm sorry. What? Guys, what? We're looking for the top 10 spenders on our... I need a second. Bandai trying to do a Bushy though. Ooh, what does that mean? Like what did they do? I mean, I know Battle Spirits, the video game. Oh, thank you, potatoes. But yeah, Battle Spirit. Bandai is trying to do a Bushy though. What the heck? Wait, what was? Wait, what? Weird. What? Okay, but Bandai trying to do a Bushy though is I know that whoops. Battle Spirits, their video game was made by Furyu, who also made Deer Days, and I know that Furyu is just price gouges all these games that they make. It's terrifying. So in that case, yeah, I can see that. But as far as the rest, with as far as Bandai goes, I'm not too into tune what's Bandai's doing. All I know is that with Battle Spirit Saga, they're having that $1 million cash prize tournament thing upon release of their game, which makes me hopeful because you're putting a lot of money in a game. Oh, thank you, potatoes. But yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Okay, we'll just back to the video.
Sale after 30 to 35 minutes by all indications. But at the same time, they didn't take down 30th anniversary for sale on Shopee. So when Wizards of the Coast put out that tweet saying this product is no longer available for sale, that wasn't actually true. It was available still on this website, which makes me think that the backlash over there might be different. Maybe in Singapore, they don't really care about the 30th edition and didn't have that big hubbub. Because right now, Wizards of the Coast is full on doing a spend the most money. If you want to talk about Magic being pay to win, this is the biggest pay to win thing Wizards has ever done. See how it says be the top spender and win? It's basically straight up. We're looking for the top 10 spenders on our Shopee store. Mark your calendars and be ready to check out on 12/12. So basically, mark on your calendars, fill your cart up with products.
So from this, I'm getting that if you are one of the 10 spenders, you're either going to get all of this, which I hope is the case, meaning 2 booster boxes and then a collection of tokens, or just the tokens. I will be so just disappointed if it's just the tokens. Like, bruh.
Everybody compete to spend the most money on the 12th of December. Now, I don't know if the 12th of December is a special day in Singapore or Wizards of the Coast just picked that as like, yo, let's hit this Monday. This is when we think the consumers have the money to spend. Let's try and get as much as we can. But I want you to understand that they are offering a set of 6 tokens. That's what you get. The top 10 people who spend the most money get a set of 6 Battlefield mural tokens. Now, I don't know if these are tokens that are available in other ways or if this is the only way to get them, but I've never seen them before.
Hold on.
Tokens. Now, try and get as much as we can, but I want you to understand that they are offering a set of 6 tokens. That's what you get. The top 10.
So, I was right on the ladder. So, you spend all this money, and then they give you just a free set of tokens. Just tokens. Not any special rarity cards, just tokens. That is the most greediest thing I've ever heard in my life, people. Yeah. Gonna have to cut the stream early. But yeah, thanks for everyone who showed up. But yeah, I will